New details this afternoon about an incident in Appleton. Police say a man threatening to hurt himself and others was taken into custody after barricading himself in his car near 6th and State Streets, just a few blocks from the police department building. New at 4, Samantha Cavalli was on scene during a heated exchange. She joins us in the Fox Valley newsroom with details.
Right, Cami, a shelter in place was sent out to people in that area, including on our phones, and we had learned from officers on scene that the man had a gun, which prompted that large police response. Just before noon, police say dispatchers received a call about a man experiencing a mental health crisis, and reports were coming in that he was both suicidal and homicidal and had barricaded himself in his car near 6th and State Streets. It was around 1:15 this afternoon that police were able to negotiate peacefully with the man and bring him into custody and will undergo a mental health evaluation. Now, police say that no shots were fired, and officers did not need to use any force. Captain Jack Tashner says the department's crisis intervention training played a big role in de-escalating the situation, with efforts that every officer will be trained in CIT.
And that's something we pride ourselves on. So whether it's one, most likely there was multiple officers that have been trained in that area. Our goal is to get to that 100% training level where every officer that walks through this door and is out on patrol is trained in CIP or CIT, either, and be able to use those things on these types of calls.
Now, the man's identity isn't being released, and police say the focus right now is getting him the help that he needs before any decision could be made on possible charges. Coming up tonight at 6, how a busy weekend ahead for Appleton may have helped not escalate this situation any further. Reporting in the Fox Valley newsroom, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.